Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, like you mentioned, they were the Gadi Nashin, they were the custodian of the Mazar of Ghaws Azam. But then we find them that they migrated from Baghdad Sharif and they moved towards Pakistan. Now, this is following the example of our Master Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hijrah from Makkah Sharif to Medina Sharif. We have Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu migrated from Medina Sharif to Kufa. We have Sayyidina Ghaws Azam migrating from Jilan to Baghdad Sharif. So this silsila, this riwayat of migration. So tell us about this. That why would somebody leave such an honor, such a great rank and status within Baghdad Sharif and go towards Pakistan? What was the story about this?
Very good question. As you mentioned, this is the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as the sunnah of many of the Anbiya Ikram, the sunnah of the Sahaba Ikram, the sunnah of the Ahlul Bayt, to migrate, to move from one position to another. Why? For the sake of Allah and His Messenger. And Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya is no different from this great trend. When Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, born in the city of Baghdad, so born in the city of his great-grandfather, Huzoor Ghaws Azam radiallahu ta'ala, in the year 1932, in the month of June. And after this, after spending a brief time, Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya completed his studies, one of them from the great University of Baghdad, in which they studies their Islamic sciences as well as worldly sciences as well. And we know of Jamiat al-Qadriya, which in Baghdad Sharif, where they completed their studies, and they studied alongside their uncle and their father as well. Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya then moved, people say, from 1952 to 1956. They visited India and Pakistan itself. So let's look at the reason why they moved. Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, their brother. So Huzoor were the youngest of 6 brothers. So they were the youngest, and Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, he would mention a few times to his murids that if a person, it is better for them to become a dog than become a younger brother. And they would ask him, Huzoor, what kind of logic is this? He goes, to be a younger brother, and those who are younger brothers know this, a lot of zulm and such things happen always on the younger brother, and the big brother always, as a big brother, I can always speak that the youngers always get it the worst. So Huzoor, this is one aspect of Huzoor's life, and humor was a big thing in the life of Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya. They're always smiling. Another sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the murid used to say that if the light was turned off, if it was darkness in the room, from the noor of the smile of Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, the light will illumine the room or the place where they resided. Subhanallah, such was the Husna Yusufi of Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, the great reflection of Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam. They moved at the time, for those that know, obviously there was great war, conflict in Iraq at the time, especially in Baghdad. Situation was not well. From amongst the people who respected the family, the Al-Gilani family, the family of Huzoor, was the president at the time, Saddam Hussein. And at the time, Huzoor did not like the regime of Saddam Hussein and chose at that time to move away and leave his title, his heir, his throne, his family, his madrasa, which was rightfully theirs, and moved at the time to Pakistan. When they first come to Pakistan, beautiful, beautiful. The first days they spent were in Lahore, in the darbar of Huzoor Data Sahib, Ali Hajwari, rahimullah ta'ala. And Huzoor Data Sahib, when they went there, Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, for the first 40 days of his residency in Pakistan, spends 40 days chilla, inside the actual chillaga, the place where Huzoor Data Sahib actually performed their prayers. Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya resided there for the first 40 days, and that was his beginning. And no doubt it was a pious, a miraculous beginning of the time, Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya, and his influences, inshallah, which we will talk about. Just as a prerequisite, I will also mention as well, for those that are wondering, where is this information available? How do you know this? How someone so young can be speaking about the life of Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya? I'm very fortunate in that regards to have served the entirety of my life, serving the family of Huzoor Qudwatul Awliya. and their children, which inshallah we will talk about. My father spent the entirety of their life from when he was much younger than myself till Huzoor Qudwa Awliya passed away. He lived in their house. He taught in their house. So a lot of these scenarios and stories, inshallah, will try to refer back to the source in which it was originated. And this is another thing. We talk about the legacy of Huzoor Qudwa Awliya, that they were authentic. Every single thing they said, they did, and they acted upon was authentic back from the Quran and Hadith, but authentic from the lineage of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everything they did was the best of quality. I was once in a conversation, and I'm fortunate enough to sit with all of the three sons of Huzoor Qudwa Awliya. I learned many things, beautiful things about them. And I was once with the prince of Huzoor Qudwa Awliya, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jamaluddin al-Gilani, and we were mentioning different aspects of their family life. And I said, Huzoor, tell me more about their family. What was it like with their brothers? And Huzoor mentioned that their 5 elder brothers, they would have, in those days, these guys are sharply dressed, royalty, in fact. And we will talk about that in the future as well. They would have they have 19 to 20 shirts, like quality shirts. The brothers of Huzoor Awliya. Huzoor would only have 5 or 6. I said, Huzoor, why did Huzoor only have 5 or 6? He goes, Baba, those 5 or 6 were more quality and basically more expensive than the rest of the 20 put together. So Huzoor Qudwa Awliya, they focus on quality. And this is one of the aspects of their message, their murids, their students, their life, that it was based on quality. Everything they did was not what the norm was and what everyone else was doing. They did it because they were on a class of their own. And inshallah, this is something we will talk about more and more. And when Huzoor Qudwa Awliya, when they first came to Pakistan, at the time, the president, General Ayub Khan, he came to Huzoor and he said, Huzoor, and he was a murid of Huzoor Qudwa Awliya, the president. And he came, Huzoor, thank you for honoring the land of Pakistan by migrating here. Whichever piece of land you wish to acquire in Pakistan, the government of Pakistan will give to you, will honor to you. If you take it as a gift, and if you wish to have your house, your darbar, whatever you wish. And Huzoor Qudwa Awliya, in their natural style, they stopped, and then they said, Baba, they rejected very kindly this great gift, and said to Ayub Khan, when the treasures of Huzoor Ghaws al-Azam, when they finish, then inshallah I will come to you. And such was the nature of Huzoor Qudwa Awliya.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. This is a bombshell to finish on. That when the khazana of Ghaws al-Azam finishes, then we'll come to you, inshallah. Because, like you were saying, where they come from in Baghdad Sharif, from the elites, if not the elite at the time, Naqeeb Ashraf, being the custodian of the Mazar of Ghaws al-Azam, the youngest, the most ladla of the family. I'm the youngest son, so I can understand what you were saying, you're referring to earlier on as well. But having that kind of background and then leaving and going to an unknown area, but even that unknown area, the whole world is murideen and lovers of Ghaws al-Azam. So when they see such a beautiful personality, the tabassum of such a great sheikh that has inherited the spiritual blessings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they see this noble shakhsiyah, they are willing to give their life and all of their services for them. But still, they say, no, we take from Ghaws al-Azam.